Hi, thanks for watching. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can increase your website's ranking in search results to get onto the first page of Google, along with the traffic and search volume that these top listings get, and the amount of new leads that you can anticipate coming directly to your business. So to do so, what I've done is taken your website, as well as the top, first, and last listing on this page, and I put them all into this tool that I use, and it shows me all the information that Google finds when it crawls your site that it uses to determine its ranking in search results, as well as rating its strength and trust on a scale of 1 to 100. So you can see just quickly looking at some of these numbers why these websites are ranking on the first page far above yours, but let me go in a little bit further detail on what these numbers mean and how you can improve yours. So when Google is determining how to rank a website, it uses two different factors. The first is what's called the authority or trust that it has in your site, which is basically a popularity contest. Now, this authority is gained when other domains or websites refer back to yours and create a link. They act as an endorsement that Google uses to build trust because others are vouching for you. So to give you a quick example, if say the local news station did an article on their website and it cited the top 10 best painting companies in the Jacksonville area, and in that article the reader could click on a link and it would bring them to your website, that would be considered one backlink from one referring domain. Now backlinks can come from a lot of different types of websites, including blogs, editorials, guest posts, press releases. However, one very strong and important type is what's called a citation. Now, a citation is any time that your name, address, and phone number appear in an online directory, like we see here, Super Pages, Yellow Pages, Yelp, Better Business Bureau. These directories are usually always free. It just takes some time to find them all, register your business, and then input the information exactly as it's shown in Google. So if we go back to looking at the numbers, you can see why Google is trusting these websites based on the amount of other websites that are linking back to theirs. But there's something to note here is it's not just a matter of the quantity of these domains that link back to them, it's also the quality. So some websites are more spammy than others. So we need to be finding sites that are highly authoritative and trustworthy, but also relative to your service industry. So that way we can link back to them and they'll be transferring that trust through the link to you. Now, the second factor for ranking your site is the content on the page. So if we take a look here at some of your keywords, these are all the keywords and phrases that are being typed into Google search that are being found on your website, as well as the volume, the number of times per month they're being searched. So this is where we do a little bit of research in the area and also with your competitors to see what the highest volume keywords are relative to the services that you offer and then the areas that you service, and making sure that those are being found on your page and you're ranking for them. So for instance, Painters Jacksonville, Florida is being searched 600 times a month. Right now, you're in the 50th position, which is probably going to put you somewhere on the 6th page of Google. If you're on the first page, 600 people a month will be searching and seeing your website. Now, we're very conservative, and Google Analytics estimates about 10% of total search volume gets converted into a lead. So that's a potential of 60 new clients contacting you either directly through a phone call or form submitting through an email on your website. Now, obviously, depending on the conversion rate for how many customers actually flows into actual getting paid jobs, and each job's profit margin changes and varies, but you can see how the sheer volume of leads coming into the business per month can add up to some revenue at the end of the month and then at the end of the year. And that's just for one keyword phrase. We repeat that same process for all the highest volume keyword phrases, making sure that you're ranking for those as well. Now, there is a formula that Google uses to find these keywords on your site. So if we take a look at it here, taking a look at the layout, we've got all the information that we could possibly want right at the top, which is great. Sometimes I suggest having like a shrinking header, so that way as you scroll down, this comes up so the buttons are still exposed, but it has more of the screen available to be able to see what's going on for content. One thing I would suggest is a majority of people nowadays are searching on a mobile device, so we want to make sure that websites are all mobile optimized. So any kind of phone number, we want it to be what's called click to call, meaning they can push on this on their screen and it'll automatically populate this phone number into their dialer. Same thing with any kind of emails or contact. We want all those to just be one-click options. Now, as I'm scrolling through the site, the only issue that I'm really seeing here is just the amount of content on your page. And the reason why that's an issue is because Google doesn't really care about what the layout looks like. It's just a computer. So the first thing it's going to do is just come in and count all the words and text on the page. Now, it's generally looking for a minimum of about 1,500 words on a home page because it assumes that the more information you have on the page, the more of an expert you are, and then the more likely it is to recommend you in search results. Now, while it's counting all the words, it's also searching for those keywords. So any of your any of your services or locations. But this is where the number of words on the page really comes into play because you're only allowed to have one of those keywords for every 150 words of text. So the more services or locations or keywords in general that you want to be found for means the more content that have to be added to the page. And then furthermore, in order to qualify the keyword, the supporting 150 words of content has to be relative and about that keyword for Google to understand it and pick it up. So if we go back to the search results, the first thing that's always going to show up is what we call the Google Map Pack. Now, this is a pretty important area to try to get into because a lot of traffic comes to these top 3 sites since they're listed at the very top of the page. So to be listed in here is free. You just need to fill out and optimize your Google Business Profile, which is part of the Maps app. So you can do it right from a smartphone. When doing so, you want to fill out as much information in here as possible. So all your services, the areas that you service, even your hours of operation. Then in your business description, you're allowed 750 characters. You want to use all of that, including some keywords in there as well. Then you want to also add photos that are geolocated and tagged from within your service area, as well as posting onto your Google profile on a regular basis. Try to collect as many reviews, and then you want to get as many of those citations, your name, address, and phone number. You want to be listed in more directories than anybody else on this list. Now underneath that, this is what we call the organic search results. Now this is where the more authority or trust that Google has in your site, the higher up in the list you're going to rank. So this is where getting more of those links or referrals from other websites will help you climb and outrank the competition. Then once your site is ranked, you'll be getting all that search volume and all those leads coming directly to your business. Now, I hope this information was helpful and it shows you how you can scale some of your online presence to increase some of your business. But please feel free to reach out if you have any questions or if you'd like to go into any further details. We could talk about some of your goals and we could do some research on our end to find out what it would take for you to reach those. And we always appreciate getting feedback as well, just to find out if information like this was useful for you. So please let us know what you thought. We appreciate your time and look forward to hearing from you.